Hi YouTube live and hi because you guys did live, not me just extending it. So this is a shout out to Facebook. Um what I suggest, and they're just opinions and suggestions, that you should counterclaim that you're not doing anything wrong, is because at the beginning of the understanding, right? Even though that the people do not read the fine print and does not look through it, Facebook has always been public since the beginning it was created. It was public. And the reason why I can say this is because I have written statements of, because I have my original account. So my original account has it under the agreements. And my original account with Facebook has the original statements that was taken away and he lost it, right? But they cannot take that away from my account, is because my account is the original. It's the original account that I made when I made them. And it specifically says on my account that all information is public, meaning what I post will always be public. So meaning that if later on in the future, when Facebook, technically what Facebook was telling me, that later on in the future, even though that you can personalize your information to your friends, that's not the contract you signed up for with Facebook. You legally got binded on a contract the day you signed up. Signing up means you signed. Okay? Sign up. When you click the button sign up, the word sign means that's your signature. Okay? Your signature gave him approval to give out any information that you place on Facebook, because he stated at the beginning of his creation of Facebook that this is public and will always be public. Yeah. So anything that is public is free game. So if he's selling your information, he's selling your pictures, you sold it to him the day you press the sign up button. Okay? Anything you post, anything you put, any pictures, any allegations, anything on there belongs partly to Facebook. 9/10 of the law is ownership. He owns Facebook. So he owns, from 9/10 of the law, he owns whatever is put on his belongings. He owns it. Just like at any company you work for, any work that you do for that company must stay within the company. You know the accountings, you know the money, you know the profit information. You are not allowed to speak about any of that information outside of the company. You cannot speak to Walmart about it. If you're a Ross worker, you could be a Ross worker. So no, that all has to be confidential. People talk, whatever. But the thing is, if there's retaliation and actions that follow the allegations, then that's a crime, because there's actions behind the allegations. So for Facebook, and my shout out to Facebook is, he not doing anything wrong. The only thing that everybody went wrong was that they forgot what they did, their contract. And in law, it's not their fault and it's not their responsibility to remind you what the contract says and what you signed up on the contract. Why you think I said be careful what you post on social media? Be careful what you say on social media, because one day it will be used against you. These are videos, these are full evidence. Anything and everything can and will be held against you. Why do you think I said go? Bring my videos, bring them. That's freedom of speech, because if you look at the day, it was way before. And I was talking about it like it was a past tense already and happened. So I don't know what you talking about. My videos is about anybody, because I was saying it happened, didn't happen, going to happen. I don't know. And I said everybody else is saying it's going to happen. And I said, going to happen. Okay, I'm nervous. I scared. I don't like. I need to see my doctors. I need to see my therapist. I need to see. I kind of deal with this stress. This is damaging to my health. This is damaging to my mental health. This is out of whack. This is wild. You know, they're harassing me. I went to my doctor looking for help to help me with this. Went to see my caseworker, called them on the phone, how my whole services, told them that I gotta move this immediately. This is not working. And they had excuses after excuses and blah 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 blah. And I was like, I need to be transferred immediately. I need to be transferred to another house. I need my money to be transferred somewhere else. I don't want, you know what I mean? I'm tired of this whole services bitch lying that is not my grant when it is my grant and everything. And I was like, I'm sick of this. I'm fucking sick of this. That I even stated in court, what is this? You guys is racist. You see that boy right there? He howling. You dedicate for him. You do everything for him. But for me, you don't like. So I get probable cause that it's the image. It's my image that's causing you not to respect me. I have no other way to look at it. You have no other probable cause to disrespect me. I'm no criminal. I'm no felon. I am a victim. I am innocent. And you're still delegating for this other person. That's bias. And because he white, I believe you racist. And because she brown, you was trying to act like you even better than her. Because you even told her, oh, wait, ma'am, I got this. Acting like you better than this lawyer. When this lawyer over here trying to say, oh, excuse me, she wants to withdraw from what she just said. Yeah, that the lawyer specifically said, I withdraw my statement in court. And the judge was like, oh, you withdrawing? I said, yeah. You never just hear what she said. She withdrawing her statement because she admitting she was wrong. And the things you saying is breaking the Constitution, and she knows you breaking the Constitution because you cannot have any evidence that's used against you in court as confidential. And this was already used against me in court of law. So cannot ever be confidential now, was already previously used against me in the court of law. You cannot do that. You breaking the law. You breaking the Constitution. Judge Nakata. Judge Nakata seriously broke the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the democracy all in one time. She was biased. She was discriminating. And she was breaking them by telling me, by the court of law, those evidence that's held against me is confidential. And she gonna put me in jail. She warned me that if I do that again, she gonna put me in jail. I said, you warning me? You threatening me? Well, then I demand compensation from that threat right there. Because you breaking Constitution. That's a federal offense. A federal offense. You are federally offending me. And she said, I'm federally offending you. You are federally offending me. You are federally offending me because you are trying to convince me, manipulate me, brainwash me, trying to say that this is not my rights, of my Constitution, of my Bill of Rights, of my democracy as a human being, as a United States of America citizen, because we are in the court of law of the United States of Hawaii, as United States, a state, not a fucking kingdom, a state. And then she was like, that, and I really meant what I said. Is because right there at that one line, I demanded to have charges on her. I claimed charges. I made the file in court against them all. And have them all arrested immediately. With no bail. With no bail. And I see them in court the next court date. And they said, why no bail? And I said, you would give one felony, breaking the Constitution, breaking the Bill of Rights, breaking the democracy of the United States of America. Any bills, bonds. You would give them opportunity to bail themselves out. No. And then that's when the judge was like, oh, no, we wouldn't. Exactly. By the court of law, you wouldn't. You wouldn't give another individual chance of bail. So why are you demanding me chance of bail? I demand no bail. I demand no bail. What all I see right now is that stupid Judge Nagata, to stand up, put her asses in handcuffs, and she better be in a cell downstairs and being ported to HCC. I want to see her ass in HCC. And they said, ma'am, HCC is for men only. That's okay. We cut your hair a little bit. You will be Mulan, Ping. Come on, Ping. Let's go. And she was like, ma'am, I'm not Ping. And I said, you Ping right now. Bury up the fuck up, Ping. Ping to Ping, 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 Ping. We're going to ping pong you, bro. That's what they going to do to you. Watch. I bet you there's so much men in there you and fuck over. I bet you get so much men up in there for child support that they shouldn't be even in there. I bet you and convict innocent men that's in there right now that shouldn't even be in there, yeah? And then she was like, oh. And I said, you know how I know? You was on prosecutor, yeah? Go look up your records. Go look up your past history of where you used to work. You was on prosecutor. You know what prosecutors do to people? They demand what I demanding. So who are you to be mad at me for demanding what you used to demand on everybody else? You wanted maximum jail on them. You wanted maximum financial payment from them. You wanted them to serve both at the same time. So how am I so wrong demanding what you done to so many people out there, Judge Nagata, that used to be Prosecutor Nagata from state of Hawaii? So I guarantee you, there's even girls in there that hate your ass. And I bet you there's girls up in there that gonna shove one fucking broomstick up your ass too, yeah? Judge Nagata. I bet you would fuck them over too, yeah? When you was a prosecutor. I bet you get the shitload girls up in there that you can fuck over. So which one you like go to? HCCC or you like go with the women? Because no matter which way, you would fuck up everybody. Because if you doing this to me, how many locals in there do you did that to? How many Kanakas you did that to? How much Hawaiians you did that to? Give me all your past records. Give them to me, all your cases. And I'm going to highlight more Hawaiians than any other race, bruh. As long as they get brown color skin, I bet you and prosecute them higher. And you and ask for maximum against them if the person wasn't. And that is my proof that you bias, you selective of what kind of group you like. And if you're gonna be selective what kind of group you like, you look at the majority of the people in your group you like. They like skin color. And I'm not like skin color. I'm brown. I'm dark. So that means I'm highlighted with those you don't like. You racist, you bias. By the evidence I can prove to you, by those are you biased for. You bias for them, meaning that you will be nice to them. You'll be kind to them. You will give them the fair rights of the law. You not giving me the fair rights of my law. You taking away that's something that is evidence that was already accepted in court as evidence. And you're trying to tell me this is confidential. And you warn me, if I ever do that again, you're going to put me in jail. Rewind this right now, Judge Nakata. Judge Don Nakata. Judge Don Chang or Ching or Chong Nagata. How pathetic. This judge is pathetic. Dumb, illiterate. I was like, bro, you must be one fucking illiterate judge, bro. You cannot fucking read. What the fuck you see on your screen? Try to bring up this court order and read the court order to me word for word right now. I get them in my hand right now. I like you read them out like leapfrog. Read them out word for word, what that means. And then you explain to me, you delegate to me what the fuck this order is explaining. Oh, ma'am, I don't do that for you. The attorney does. Now you being one bitch. You see right there, proof. You're unbiased. You just delegate for Thomas Harold Mulford that he get one court order. I demanding you to read out the court order to delegate to Thomas Harold Mulford, not to delegate to me. I can read them my goddamn self. He the one that know more of the fucking court order. I need you to read out that court order to Thomas Harold Mulford and delegate what that court order means to Thomas Harold Mulford, because I believe the attorney already did, but he playing dumb right here in court, running over his attorney. So you know what? I gonna run his attorney over too. So give him the delegate of what this rule states, so I can claim that you have to delegate for Thomas Harold Mulford, and that piece of shit attorney never do his fucking job, and I pressing charges because I get him word for word right here that says that he supposed to delegate this shit to Thomas Harold Mulford, so he'll never do this again, and he cannot use that he never know. So if he gonna use that he never know about this motherfucking court order, I pressing charges on that attorney right now, and I want that fucking attorney in jail for breaking court orders. And I am experiencing another fucking harassment because he did not do his job. He did not do his policies. He did not do his court orders. He also too breaking court orders, and he no more want Tiro on me today. And I demand his court orders to be full force and effect and arrest arrest that attorney right now. And then the attorney went stand up in court and said that he did his job. He did delegate to his stuff. And it says it right there on his paperwork, attorney for plaintiff. And he did do his job. So Thomas Harold Mulford is lying. I had an attorney stand up in court and said that Thomas Harold Mulford is lying. So when attorney said that he was lying, that means I said, you know what? I drop and withdraw my charges against that attorney, because that attorney just didn't admit what I needed to hear, because I did not know if he did or didn't. But now I know he did. So that means my claims of an intentions, of motives, of orchestrating this harassment against me and this discrimination against me, these crimes against me, loss of time against me by the court of law, in this court of the family court of the Third Circuit of the state of Hawaii, right that day on November 17, 2020 at 9 o'clock a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Like the TRO said, that was the time of my court. I said, that is crimes against me, Samantha Napualani Iopa, me. Do you understand, Judge Nagata? Judge Nagata, worry. Judge gotta get this shit straight, because I swear to God, you must be illiterate. That Judge Nagata from Hawaii must be illiterate, because she doesn't know how to read. Because I even asked her, I demand by my rights, you read the court orders, because even you seem like you don't know the court orders. So read them out loud to me so I know that you understand. If you do not understand, we cannot go nowhere, because then we're going to fight about what's on the court order, what's not on the court order. And I know what I see. I can read what I see, but it's you the one telling me that I stupid and don't understand what's in front of me. And that is discrimination, because you're making me feel stupid. I am not stupid. I have my evidence. I have it in front of me. I am not stupid. I am not dumb. You the one when asked me for the vocabulary words. Wasn't I right about every vocabulary word you gave me? What the fuck you checking and correcting me if I know? You supposed to be checking and correcting that fucker if he know, because he the one breaking court orders. He the one breaking the law. He the one breaking everything. He the one the criminal. He the one doing the crime. He the one doing wrong. So why are you doing this to me? You making me feel this small, because I'm over here begging, pleading for help, saying that they're criminals, they're doing wrong against me. They're doing wrong against me. Help me force them to obey the fucking orders. You never like that, do that. So I'm pressing higher charges now. I'm not going to claim just breach anymore, you stupid bitch. I'm saying breaking. And what is breaking? Breaking is a criminal crime, you stupid bitch. Go look them up. And I said, give me my phone. And I said, right there, breaking. And I fucking said them. It was series, definition of breaking.
As a verb, it means separate or cause to separate into pieces as a result of a blow, shock, or strain. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a verb, it means interrupt a continuity, sequence, or course. Want to hear one more?
Yes.
As a verb, it means fail to observe a law, regulation, or agreement. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a verb, it means crush the emotional strength, spirit, or resistance of. Want to hear one more?
Yes.
As a verb, it means of the weather change suddenly. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a verb, it means of news or a scandal suddenly become public. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a verb, it means chiefly of an attacking player or team, or of a military force. Make a rush or dash in a particular direction. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means an interruption of continuity or uniformity. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means a pause in work or during an activity or event. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means a gap or opening. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means an instance of breaking something, or the point where something is broken. Want to hear one more?
Yes.
As a noun, it means a rush or dash in a particular direction, especially by an attacking player or team. Want to hear one more?
Yes.
This is an informal term. As a noun, it means an opportunity or chance, especially one leading to professional success. Do you want to hear the last one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means a consecutive series of successful shots, scoring a specified number of points.
Okay. So that's all the definitions of breaking. But what specifically runs for my specific statement is actually number 3. Breaking. Fail to observe a law, regulation, or agreement. Fail to continue with a self-imposed discipline. Meaning they lack the discipline on obeying the law. They lack the discipline on obeying the contracts that is legally bind. Okay? So, if someone is lacking to observe the law, okay? Anyone that is breaking or not observing the law, there is a statement that anyone that fails to observe, to obey, or to respect the laws is breaking, is a crime. Is a crime. It's considered breaking, and it is a crime. Okay? So, when I was saying breaking, a breach at first, I was trying to be nice. And I said, you know what? I claim breaking. You lacking to observe the laws, and you're lacking to execute the laws justly. Her actions are injustly, meaning definition of injustice.
Injustice means lack of fairness or justice.
Okay, so I told her that she lacks justice, and she acts, and her acts of actions are injustice against me. And then she tried to play smart, like, oh, do you know what injustice means? And I said, injustice, meaning that I'm not being treated fairly. I am not being treated fairly. And then she was like, well, sort of. And I said, what you mean, sort of? And I said, that is anything that's lacking fairness and lacking justice is injustice. How else am I going to explain it? And then that's when she was like, oh, okay. So, Siri, the definition of justice.
Just behavior or treatment. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Siri, the definition of Siri, the definition of justice.
Just behavior or treatment. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes.
A judge or magistrate, in particular a judge of the Supreme Court of a country or state.
Okay. So just behavior or treatment. So if you notice, by my physical evidence, I am innocent. But none of the treatment that was coming my way was treating me like, a fair human being. So I told them, not because I'm standing in the position as a defendant, you going attack me like I'm already a convicted felon or a convicted person. I have the reason why we have the spot of defendant is because I have the right to defend myself, because they are proof of the past of those that made false allegations against innocent people that was hurt innocent, that they hurted innocence. They hanged innocents, they murdered innocents, they put innocents on death row. You know what I mean? They had proof. I have proof of it. That's the reason why the justice system was made that way, so I can defend myself, so I don't get punished just because somebody run to you first and made a complaint to you first. It doesn't always work that way, because there's so much people out there that will run to court or run to somebody and just to make harassments, because they're not strong enough to confront you straight up, or if they didn't fight with you already, they know they cannot control you or manipulate you by beating you up, and you're not afraid to die. They know they can threaten you by killing you, to shoot at you, stab you, and you're like me and you're not afraid to die, but you're afraid of those actions to happen to you. Anybody will be afraid of any of those types of attacks happening to them, because nobody wants to live through that experiences. But like I told everybody, if I die, I die. But I would really, really appreciate it. I would really, really appreciate it if I didn't need to go through one bad experience before I die. But if that's my journey before I reach the other journey, then shall be it. I will fight for myself. I will defend myself. And then when it comes time, it will happen. And I will not be like those delinquented ghosts that not gonna know where the fuck they going. I will accept that I was the loser or the winner, or this was my journey or whatever like that. And I'm going to go on and move forward, because I don't know myself for being delayed in the past. I do not know myself for dwindling on the past. The only reason why I'm bitching about the past is because it's not the past. It's present. When I bitching about this, the only reason why I bring up the past is because they want to know, because they keep preaching to me that, oh, can you have compassion because this. And I said, no. First time you can use that on me. Second time I'll give you more lenience. I'll give you the leniency, but it's because it's a sense of doubt. My first time is because I was lenient. I was being nice. The second time was doubt. The third time, I'm done. I'm done. I gave you your sense of doubt. I gave you your leniency. I was the one that took the shitty end of the deal the first time. And you guys thought that, oh, I'm going to do them against her. And you did. And you walk all over me because I gave you the sense of doubt. I doubted that, nah, you're not going to do them to me again. You learn from your mistake. You're not going to do me wrong again. Everybody has the chance to make mistakes and this and that. But this is the third time. That you cannot be one judge or a caseworker or a therapist or doctor sitting in front of me trying to convince me that try to be compassionate, because the people's mindset is, okay, that same preach you're giving me, why you can't give that same preach to them to give me the same compassion? Why they don't understanding and compromising with me for everything I went through? You telling me for be compromising and be all this and that, da da da. But I did it already. By proof, I did it already. The first times, I would let them go. And I move on. I never bought on nobody. I never harassed nobody. I never filed against nobody. And then look, the second time, again, what happened? I gave you guys a sense of doubt. I stood in front of all the judges, in front of all the workers, and said, you know what? This is the second time I give them this is on second doubt. I'm gonna give them the sense of doubt that they're not gonna fuck me over. They're not doing this to me. They're not doing this to me. I'm gonna give them the opportunity. I'm gonna ask them straight up, hey, you know what? I like be real. I like be straight up. You get my back, I get your back. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. You be real to me. You be real to me. You be, you know what I mean? Respect me for who I am. Meaning you respect me the way I want to be respected, because I respect everybody the way I want to be respected. And I already said that already. And I said I get probable cause to do what I'm doing is because I already show you respect. So why are you sitting on the judge's chair? Why are you sitting as the counselor? Why are you sitting as the doctor? Why are you sitting as the prosecutor? Why are you sitting as the bailiff? Why are you sitting as the law in front of me and trying to tell me that people make mistakes, they delusional, they don't know what they're doing, they old, they in their 70s, blah 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 blah. I'm like, no. I let them use those excuses the first time, the second time. That is not probable causes for the third time, because that's intentional already. The first time they could have said that it was one mistake. The second time was, I forget, delusion. But the third time they kind of claimed that again, they did them again. Because it's not one delusion for doing the third time. It's not one hypnosis to do them the third time. It's not unforgetful thing if you do it on the third time. And this is my third time. And that's why they're like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh shit, what? That's why I'm upset right now. Is because I should have had my minutes and my videos already, with proof that the judge agreed. So I can take this bullshitted fucking letter and show that these dates break legal binding contract agreements. And his signature in pen was not forged and was not. And believe me, I will hold on to that envelope and I will prove that David was there on the day of my court. And I pressed charges on him because he said he evicted me long time ago and I never get nothing. The cop said he never give me nothing. Hope Services saying they not giving me nothing. Because if Hope Services gave me an eviction, they on third-party harassment and they have no right to evict me. So in 2015, Hope Services' biased actions of helping David evict me out of my property when he had no probable cause, even at that time, was harassment and abuse. And it's still and has been harassment and abuse. So that's why I'm upset. I keep fighting with them, telling them I know what I said and I know what was said in court. But, you get your minutes, you get provisions. And when I was doing that to them, oh, you get provisions, you get probable cause. I like the physical evidence. They was giving me shit, trying to force their allegations on me, saying that they get the right to push whatever they like on just on allegations. I was like, no, 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 no. Even the contract says has to be in language in paragraph on provision. Provision is on document. So give me my documents. If you cannot provide me any documents, you lying. And giving me fraudulent information like this you're doing right now is a crime against me because you're harassing me. Because look what you're doing. I'm going to no. I do not agree. And I said that in court. I reject and I do not ever and I will never agree to go to back to a shelter. Because I already in the system. So why the fuck I can go backwards for paying my rent to the shelter? Fuck that. That means, again, I say paying for their fucking bills. Again, I say paying for their fucking paycheck. I'm living at no fucking shelter. I'm giving my rent to the responsible landlord that like the money and gonna respect me. That's the kind of landlord I'm looking for. A landlord that need money right now because I got money, I got grants. But I need one landlord that gonna respect me, give me my privacy, and don't give a fuck what I doing on my property. That you traded and transferred the title to me by lease. I'm looking for a respectful and good landlord that need money right now because I waiting for give you money. Because with this money I demanding in January, I can buy my own house. No need you. So let's work all together like I told all of you. You guys all need me, see? You all need me. I don't need you. You all need me. You all need my accounts. You all need my money. You guys all need my recycle. You need my grants. And you need my. As I said, no, I ain't getting to no motherfucking. And if I'm already in the program, that's a bullshit lie for putting me in one shelter. That means, again, she not doing her job and pushing pressure on the landlords. That means all she doing is turning them in and doing nothing. And like I told them, I'm not moving. I will file in January for an extension to my lease by the law because of this harassment. That David will not be able to use probable cause against me until I find me another housing. I even said that in court. I will extend and I will demand it to be extended. That it will not be month to month. Even if it was month to month. David will not be allowed to use probable cause because he uses it too much as harassment. And because he used that too much as harassment, he cannot use that as probable cause against me because that is harassment. And I will extend it. That he only can evict me if he can prove that I've been convicted of a crime during the time I've been leased with him. And by the court of law, and I'm going to like them printed on the day that I get a letter from courts that is being extended on this day. I'm not going to wait for my minutes because look, the minutes never come up. I didn't even get my orders. I never get nothing. So on the day of my court, I'm going to demand that letter. And I'm not leaving this courtroom until I get them. Meaning I'm not going to step outside the door. I'm going to stand next to the table and say, I'm not going nowhere until I get all the paperwork I like and I'm walking out. Because that means I can take that paperwork and staple them to my lease. So if David come over here with the cops or anything like that, I get one court order that it was extended. And David cannot remove me from this property just on probable cause. And just on good cause or good reason. So maybe it would be smarter for all of you to work with me and get me another house. And not one apartment, not no shack, not no duplex. I want my own house. Because it's accessible to my disability. I have people problems. Look at all these cahoots. Look, even the judge. The judge is even my abuser. I cannot live with people connected to my house. So, but if they live as my neighbor, they can live over there. But like I told her, we get house visits. So go get the house visits and we go drive over there and we go look at the houses. Because no can really tell by the pictures how close or far the other houses really are. But one of the houses I know that neighbor is actually a cop. And if you really think about it, it'd be good if I was by one cop then, right? And then the cops will know if I'm breaking the law or not. And then the cops will actually know if I'm the one that's harassing everybody. And then the cops will really know when I leave my house and when I do come home. And then the cops will know who living in my house and who not living in my house. But then I was telling everybody, bro, the cops is corrupted too, though. Look at all these cops. Was all cahoots with Thomas Harold Mulford for arrest me. Was all cahoots with David Hung to arrest me. It was all cahoots with Hope Services to arrest me. So why should I trust cops? How can I trust the agency? How can I trust the law? How can I trust the cops? How can I trust the legislative branch? How can I trust the executive branch? How can I trust the judicial branch? Look at all of this corruption. Look at all of this mess. Look what I'm dealing with. And I guarantee you, I bet you, I'm not the only person that going through this harassment by the law. I bet you I'm not the only person. They might not be in the state of Hawaii, but I bet you there's a lot of people in all these other 50 states that's going through the same thing I'm going through right now, because you guys only delegate for one group, but you don't delegate for another group. If you cannot delegate for another group of people, meaning if you cannot delegate for your defendants, you are not allowed to delegate for your plaintiffs. So if you're going to delegate for your plaintiffs, you're supposed to delegate for your defendants. And I believe it's unfair because you guys don't appoint one attorney to Carol Silva and Thomas Harold Mulford. And they have money and they don't have no probable cause to be appointed one. And you are refusing to appoint me one because I need somebody to assist me to delegate these laws to me because of my mental disability. Because my learning only went up to, my reading and my writing only goes up to 3rd grade. And this is more reading and writing. So that means I need an attorney or a lawyer to delegate for me because I have a disability I have proof of disability issues that you are discriminating against, that by law, disabled people automatically gets a lawyer. Disabled people automatically gets a lawyer. And she refused. And I told her that. You're also breaking my rights because you are refusing a disabled person to have disabled assistance. I need disabled assistance. And my disabled assistance is I need a lawyer to help me delegate what I'm trying to tell you because you're giving me a hard time. You, the judge, is giving me a hard time because I know I said it correctly. I bet you if any other lawyer or any other person that you in favor, and it was part of your group that you in favor, that you're biased for, you will delegate for them and make sure they said I'm right. But because I wouldn't say I'm right, you stay up there getting mad, trying to make me confused so you can manipulate me for saying a misword, so you can put words in my mouth and you can say I said this and I said that, and I can prove it because I have minutes. Okay, I have minutes, real minutes from her courtroom that put in words in my mouth, misled the whole courts. Misled because that means I couldn't get the assistance, I couldn't get the help from the cops because the legal discrepancies, the things that was wrong on legal documents was created by somebody that was in a position of legal field to make, and they did wrong. They did everything wrong on the provision. And that is legal discrepancy. Any legal discrepancies means that it has to be thrown out. Has to. Because that's all wrong. It's already filed wrong, already done wrong, is wrong. And they said, oh, but we can make adjustments in court. And I said, you cannot make adjustments in court if they do not accept. And I never accepted. I demanded in court that they go downstairs and they go fix it and they go pay for it and they go fix it and they go claim it against the right person. And if they do that, already get 2 filed claims already. And I told them, so tell me who the fuck is Samantha Iopa Kahe'e. Go get me whoever Samantha Iopa Kahe'e is and bring her to me. I like see her records. They said the only records we have is you. And I said, that's bullshit. Because when I said back in 2019 to give me the records of who that was, you guys never have anything. So what records prove that had any association to me? She brought up my 9/11 case and I said, that's already discrepancies. I get videos on the wide, I fighting. You and another judge. That is not me. I am not her. I am not Samantha Iopa Kahe. I have never as a legal document. As I was Samantha Iopa Kahe. Because I never ever signed or made any legal agreements that I ever was Samantha Iopa Kahe. Iopa was never my middle name. And I told them straight, find me the documents that said Iopa is my middle name. Show me the documents that Iopa is my middle name and Kahe'e is my last name. There's no dash. There's no nothing. So when you read this out, this is first, middle, and last name. First, middle, and last name. So tell me where in your documents and legal documents say that my middle name is Iopa. That's not my middle name. And I can prove it to you, as I proved to you before. That's not my middle name. I can give you my birth certificate right here in court, and I did. And I can give you my license with on picture ID that's valid right now, still yet. That I has never been, and I always was legalized as Samantha Napulani Iopa, because that's why my state ID and my license ID parentheses out my middle name, because get too much harassers that always harass me with the wrong middle name and the wrong last name. And that's why when I was in court, I said, see, I never complain, right? I never make hassles, right? When they came with the correct name. I hear, right? With no problems, right? I'm not over here telling you I wasn't served. I agree straight up. Yes, I was served, and I told you the date, and I show you, I get the signature and the time he was there to serve me. So what you talking about? I only stand up for my rights, and my right told me to stand up because I am not the person you guys was looking for. You guys are supposed to look for the person that is stated on the paperwork. Not make. So you telling me that I can point out her and say I make you a claim against Marshall, and I change her last name and said no, that's her. That's her. That's the name she gave me. That by proof of my allegations. Proof by my allegations. I get right for sale. And she said, "Oh, ma'am, you cannot just have allegations. You gotta prove that's really not her." Bam, right there, proof of what I was saying. You see how you bias? I gotta give you proof if that's really her. And what's really her last name? Because you told me look at her card. Well, I gave you a fucking ID, a legal state, United States of America ID. And you still went biased against me and still harassed me, still convict me, and I still lost time, had to go YMCA, lost my kid because for a temporary time because of your fucking fuck ups, your mistakes, your discrepancies. Your mistakes, your discrepancies, Judge Nakata. The other judge was trying to figure out your mistakes. The judge was like, what the fuck? And when he was reading the paperwork, you see all these discrepancies was against me. So he was just yelling at me of what he saw on paperwork. And then when he watched the video in court, he was fucking losing it. He was looking at his screen, looking at Carol, looking at the screen, looking at me. And I was on the stand going, I like watch them too. Move your screen like this. I like watch them too. I like watch them too. And I told him straight. So when did I agree in any of those fucking courts that I was ever at? He said, ma'am, you never. You held it down the whole court. You was never her. And exactly. So I told Judge Nakata, you see how you said that I had to prove that was her, and she can, and you dropping the charges on her that I going against her because that's not her name. Well, then it's not my fucking name. You bias ass bitch. And then she was like, oh, don't call me an asshole. Don't call me a bitch. And don't da da da. That's all insults. And I said, you insulting me? You was insulting me, calling me dumb, that what is this? What is that? What is this vocabulary word? Because you gotta check and correct me because you're not sure if I smart enough to know what I saying. That's what you said. She said, oh, I never say if you were smart enough. I was like, well, your actions was telling me that you was checking and correcting me what I knew in my brain if I was smart enough to know this vocabulary word that I'm using here in court. If you thought I was smart enough to know that vocabulary word, you wouldn't have checked and corrected me. You wouldn't have answered that question. You would have delegated to me like, hey, do you really know that that word means this and that in the court of law? Just to let you know. No, Judge Nakata, you know what you was doing? Don Chung Nagata, Judge of Hawaii. You were saying I was wrong. If I do that again, you're going to put me in jail, blah, 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 blah. That's threat. And I told them straight. So that's what you do to all us disability people that has a lack of some kind of education. Because you're saying that ignorance of the law is not acceptable of the law. Well, then that's the reason why I have the protection rights in the Bill of Rights that you have to appoint me a judge, an attorney. Appoint me an attorney because I can prove by your actions that you already believe I have no idea what I'm doing. And I have no idea and I have no knowledge or no education of these vocabulary words that you consistently ask me about. You asked me if I knew what boycott was. You asked me if I knew what breaking meant. You asked me if I knew what breach meant. You asked me if I knew what crimes was. You asked me if I knew what wrongdoing was. You asked me if I knew what fraud was. You asked me if I knew what fraudulent accusations was. You asked me if I knew what accusations was. You asked me if I knew what allegations was. And I was over there like, I don't hear you asking Thomas Mulford if he knows his own allegations. You tell him, oh, sir, we have your statement. We hear what this and that, blah, blah. But when you tell me, oh, no, we got allegations, and you're sitting on that judge's chair telling me and acting like these allegations is a probable cause to convict me in the court of law. And I know allegations are not enough to convict somebody in the court of law. Allegations are not. And all you have is your allegations. And witnesses is only allegations. I'm demanding for witnesses that can come with pictures and videos. Because on this video, it was word for word that even witnesses cannot use allegations against me. Third parties cannot use allegations against me, and they cannot just write out legal documents. With the legal documents, with all the provisions and any legal provisions, gotta come with records and pictures at the time they are being filed. Okay? At the same time as being filed. So already on break. They already break the court order when they accept only allegations. When they accept only allegations, they never like. Because I told them I made one TRO against them before, just on allegations, and you guys denied it. I made allegations against other people, and you guys denied it because you said I had no physical evidence to back up my allegations, and you guys dismissed it and threw my TRO out the door. Now that I have physical evidence of the same people that I wanted to put those TROs on, and why I wasn't granted. Why wasn't I not granted those TROs at that time when I also had physical evidence of the abuse? And I also came with allegations that they're going to continue this. My allegations to you was, you see this abuse, you see my physical evidence. They're going to continue this. They're going to do them next year too. They're going to do them in the same month. Watch when October come. Watch when November come. They're going to do them. And they're going to start in June. They're going to start in July. Watch. It's always after May. Watch. And every court that they saw the videos, they heard me say them. So they're like, bruh, she was right. Her allegations are proof now. And I said, yeah, and all those allegations from all of my other courts, but I never had proof that in the future they're going to do this next year too and help me. Guess what? From 2015, then harassment in 2016, right? In 2016, they harassed me in 2017, right? In 2017, they did in 2018, right? In 2018, they did in 2019, right? So now that's not allegations anymore. That was me making claims that my life was being under threat and harassment and abuse, and I need this protection. And nobody wanted to protect me. Nobody would help me. And I had physical evidence and allegations back then. Now, all my allegations are physical evidences now. And now they're trying to say that I would orchestrate them. How the hell did I orchestrate my own hurt on myself? All I said was, I bet you they would do that because I know how negative minds work. I know what evil people will do. I know what these people will do. It's only because actions and behaviors from negative and evil people, they will do that. They will do that. Guarantee. No need be one psychic. No need be one person to predict shit. You don't need. It automatically, you gonna know what that corrupted person gonna do because they corrupted. That's how I knew what the judge was gonna do. Delegate for Thomas Mulford, which I put me in jail. Because I already know what corrupted people are gonna do. I already know what evil people are gonna do. So that's why I could bet high. I could make deals high. Because I knew your personality. I know how you're going to act. I know how you're going to react to this action. I know how you're going to react if I tease you like this. I know how you're going to react if I tell you it like this. I know. It's because I have experienced it, the worst of the worst. I have experienced the most evil of the most evil. I have seen them do their worst red-handedly. I have stand there beside them while they was doing them. I was also part of the cahoots that did the wrong because I was also afraid that they would do it to me. So I had to do what I had to do to survive or die. Survive or die. That's the rule. Survive or die. Survive or die. It wasn't called living then. It was called survive or die. You get two choices, survive or die. There's no such thing as living. There's no such thing as life. There's no such thing as all of that bullshit. Only two choices, survive them or die them. Survive them or die them. Die them. Die them. You're going to die. That's what you're going to do. Die. No ifs, no buts. Die.